Alright guys, after some technical issues and a lobby fail and a remake, we are back up here and running now. This is all about Dota. I am Legion 170 and you have tuned in to watch a best of two series as a part of the RD2L Season 4 Week 1 EST Saturday division between Team Clean and Jugg or Knots, and the draft has in fact started. So without further ado, as I am solo here tonight, we will switch ourselves over to the draft. So as you can see, ban phase has been the first ban phase has been completed, and you're not going to see any really unfamiliar faces there. The Ember Spirit, the Ancient Apparition, the Lycanthrope, and the Invoker, all pretty standard bans as far as things go in this current patch. You know, when the next patch comes out, probably next week, I would imagine. I think that some of these things you might get to see change a little bit, but for right now, those four heroes that are banned out are four heroes that you can really count on being in that first phase of the ban pick in the current meta. One note that I do want to make here is that for Team Clean, Sasquatch actually, this is kind of amazing. When I was doing team research earlier, a great ban there by Juggernauts, because Sasquatch has played Lycanthrope 31 times and has an astonishing 97% win rate with him. So a fantastic ban. He's a strong hero, but also a good ban against that other team. So picks coming out here, and Juggernaut's actually electing to go some supports here at the beginning, picking up the Crystal Maiden, who is always a strong support, and the Jakiro, who is a support that I personally am not a big fan of. The stun isn't really that reliable. The slows and the dots, you know, they do contribute to team fights, but it's just so easy for him to get lost in the fray or to just kind of get picked on throughout games. So not a huge fan of the Jakiro pickup, but maybe it's something that Juggernauts is really familiar with, and their captain Remorse would probably know. So on the other side of Team Clean, Batrider and the Wraith King pick up here. So Wraith King is a hero that you are going to start to see more and more, I think. He's getting a buff in the next patch. Just kind of a minor buff to his critical strike, but still a buff all the same. And I think he's a very strong hero. He can tank damage. He can DPS with that critical strike and other things. He's got the stun. The slow on his ultimate is very, very nice to have. And Batrider is another hero who, after making a disappearance following last year's TI and the patches that followed, he's kind of making a little bit of a comeback. You know, the point-blank lasso still a problem for some. We saw that yesterday as we watched a Necro Creep get lassoed up in our match last night. But he's a very good contributor, great initiation for Team Clean picked up there. And so in the second ban phase, we've got the Darkseer and the Centaur banned out. Darkseer not really a hero that you see a whole lot anymore. I mean, you see him sometimes in pubs and things like that, but he's just so difficult to coordinate with. You have to be really on par with your communication and with your vacuums, and have good follow-up to follow him up. On the side of Juggernauts, the Slark and Marana bans. Marana definitely a pretty common ban, I would say. Slark maybe a little bit less so. Slark's a good offlane hero, good carry, if semi-carry, ganker if you need him to be that. I don't really know that he would fit super well into Team Clean's plans, just because they already do have that Batrider for the offlane and the Wraith King for that carry role. But on that note, I mean, I guess I did just watch a game a little while ago in a scrimmage where Redondo, the captain for Team Clean, he did play a Wraith King in more of a support type role, so maybe that's something that they're looking at doing. And Juggernauts picks up the Bristleback, who's also probably going to get a little bit of what you would call a buff in the next patch. Very strong hero, good offlaner, good tank, good damage with those quills. Just a good overall hero for team fights, and that definitely looks to be what Juggernauts is going to try to do with the Jakiro and the Bristleback, the Crystal Man. They'll have good CC, they'll have good damage and damage over time, and so we'll see if that's the continuation of thought. Team Clean really hasn't taken much time. I mean, they've still got all of their bonus time here, and it looks like they're going to dip into it for the very first time right now. Kind of puzzling over what Juggernauts is trying to do, what they can take away, or how they can counter these picks. And Io is actually the pickup, so not really what I would expect. I mean, he is going to have good synergy with the Batrider, and maybe they're gonna pick up something else. I would at least assume they're gonna pick up something else here. Maybe a tiny. Maybe they're gonna try to do like a dual lane tiny or something like that. Like that could work potentially. It'll be interesting to see though. I think that the approach for Bristleback though is to kind of burst him down in the early game before he's super tanky,
10
and
seconds
not
to
really
go.
the team to do that here right now with Team Clean with that
5
that IO
seconds.
pickup.
Reserve time.
So I do want to thank everybody for tuning in
Dyer's pick.
tonight. And I am solo, so maybe a little bit more pauses than last night. But Naga Siren the pickup here, so a little bit of split push to go with your team fight. Great setup with her Song of the Siren.
Radiant
The images, which are going to
ban.
receive that nerf next week's patch, but right now they're still strong. So Naga Siren, great hero if you can get that early farm on her. She's got to get that Radiance up in probably 20-25 minutes. But if she could do that, there'd be big problems for Team Clean. And the Outworld Devour is the response pickup here for Team Clean. So definitely not going to go that tiny. Curious to see how they're going to combo that IO. Maybe they're just thinking that with the Bat Rider and the Wraith King, that's going to be combo enough. I'm not so sure about that, but will be interesting to see where Sasquatch goes with his next pick. As we come up to the last bands here, Juggernaut's taking their time. Dipping into that bonus time, bringing it pretty low, so they must have a pretty good idea what they're going to do next. They ban out the Lifestealer. An interesting ban. I could see it maybe just kind of comboing up with maybe you could take 3 heroes into that battle with IO instead of just 2. Still not really something that I would expect coming out there for Team Clean. Razor ban comes out from Team Clean, so a very good ban there. Hero that can definitely go toe-to-toe with the Outworld Devour. Though if Juggernauts really wanted to, they could probably still pick up something like a Viper. I think that would work really well against the OD. Viper works really well against anything, to be honest. Not too many mid heroes that are going to stand up to him.
10 seconds to go.
It really looks to me the Bloodseeker actually comes out here, so an interesting pickup here for Juggernauts as they get their mid hero. Bloodseeker is another hero that can potentially go toe-to-toe with the Outworld Devourer. The lack of mana is really not going to do much to him. The harass damage, he's going to be able to just kind of life-steal back when he kills those creeps. If he's good enough at CSing, good things could happen for him. And the Tiny is picked up here. So maybe a core Outworld Devourer? I don't know. See how they're going to do this here. Malayu picks up the OD, so now he will be going mid because he is their mid player. So as we come up here into the game, let's go ahead and do the introductions here. We have Sasquatch, who's the carry player, heading up towards that top lane. Redondo on the IL, heading up towards top. Farkinator, a support player as well. He's also heading towards the top lane. Oh, nope. Yep, he's going up there. Elihu on the OD heading mid, and Major Tom on the Bat Rider heading towards the off lane. Meanwhile, down here on the Radiant, we have Remorse on the Crystal Maiden, Chikabo on the Jakiro, Shanana on the Bloodseeker, and I remember casting a game for these guys earlier, and that name gave me some problems, so hopefully we can do better this time. Kubra on the Naga Siren, and Jay on the Bristleback. So with that thing, we've got things pretty well set up. Doesn't look like anybody's going to try to smoke gank or be aggressive in any way in this early game. Instead, everybody's going to be kind of content to just sit back and try to get a good beginning farm here.
30 seconds.
Maybe a little bit of aggression here from Juggernauts on the bottom lane. Just trying to search things out, see if somebody's wandered down here to ward, but they're not going to find anything because he's not anywhere close to it. They do have smoke already and 2 sentries, so well equipped to deal with any kind of lane warding, but again, not going to run into that as Major Tom does not have any kind of wards on him. He's just got brown boots and some regen. In fact, has anybody... Oh, yep, there's the Wraith King has 1 ward, and another ward has been placed on the top rune here, which is going to spot out some illusions, depending on who wants to go get those. And it really doesn't look like either team. Instead, they're just going to try to block things out. Elihu maybe with a little bit better block there just because he let the range creep go out front. But still, things pretty well met up there. So here we go, game one starting up between Juggernauts and Clean. I am Legion 170, and this channel is the All About Dota channel. We are all Dota all the time, and we're casting all kinds of RD2L matches throughout the weeks to come. If you have a request for us, if you've got a game and you would like us to cast it, go ahead and send me a message on Steam. I am Legion 170, and I'll get you scheduled in there. With that little plug, we have already gotten started, and we pull up last hits and denies, and right now, Elihu up at the top of the board at 2-2. You know, he does throw the Astral Imprisonment on Shanana, but again, like I said, that's really not going to do a whole lot. I don't know that I would even really bother at this point to waste your own mana by throwing out those imprisonments because he doesn't really need mana. You might deny him a last hit here and there, and maybe that's what Elihu's doing. I did kind of miss that, so maybe he was just using that to, deny him the experience or deny him the ability to get the last hits, which is definitely something he could do. No, he's just aggressively did it there, so I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. And Jay's kind of just sitting out here. Farkinator gives him a look, but really not a whole lot they're going to be able to do this Bristleback right now unless everybody's there. Everybody's just kind of content to farm. Elihu is 8-3, 9-3 right now at the top of the chart, so he's got significantly more farm than anybody else. The Naga Siren's doing pretty well down here at 5-3, and up top 4-3 on the Tiny. So the carries are relatively close, whereas the mid lane is kind of being won in the early portion here by that Outworld Devourer. So Barganator's going to pull here. He doesn't have it stacked, so it'll be a quick pull. One thing Kubre has to be careful of is getting too many stacks of that sticky napalm on him. If he does that, he might be in a little trouble, even with the support help. And Elihu's doing really good work here. 16-4 right now, top of the charts. And on top of that, he's keeping Shanana down. I mean, 5-1 on the Bloodseeker, so he's a good 11 CS behind. Meanwhile, Farkinator's in a little bit of trouble. Not deathly trouble, but he's taking some good harass here from Jay. Redundo'll just jump in and heal him back up, and now actually they want to go here on Major Tom, and here comes the net. Some auto attacks, the ice path, and yeah, he's going to go down to Remorse there. So really good aggression there coming out from the supports, swooping around there, and they stack their stuns really well. Great communication all the way around from Juggernauts there to pick up that first blood. And able to get what is quite possibly the most important item on Crystal Maiden, Brown Boots. Although I'm assuming she's probably going to be working towards Tranquils eventually. You know, this Tiny is not doing bad either. He's up to 19-3. He had a little bit of a slow start, kind of like the Naga, but kind of also like the Naga, they've kind of catapulted up in their farms. So really, both teams doing a really good job of protecting their carries and generating some farm. Elihu's kind of winning this mid lane, I feel. Just through his ability to control it with Astral Imprisonment and to kind of keep the Bloodseeker down. But Bloodseeker is making a little bit of a comeback here at 12-1 now. And Major Tom only at 3-1. Naga at 20-3. So, you know, I guess you compare the two offlaners. Neither one offlaner has much farm. They're not denying much, but they're soaking up some valuable experience. And if that's all they need, if that's all they want, then they're going to be able to do that. And as long as they're not feeding, they're creating the space necessary for these carries. The one thing I will say is that I question... I mean, don't get me wrong, Tiny is a fantastic carry, but do you really want to go up against the split push potential that a Naga brings? You know, Tiny's going to be good in that one-on-one situation, but he's not going to be able to be everywhere at once, and the Naga Siren has a little bit of that potential. If you get boots of teleportation, Manta, things like that, she's going to be able to move about the map here and there and really cause problems. So in the super late game, I would imagine maybe a little bit of an advantage towards the Radiant here, but I'm not 100% convinced on that. I don't know. I may have just convinced myself out of it. Meanwhile, the supporters here for Juggernauts, they have smoked up and they're heading towards mid, but Lahu's on the other side of the river with good vision. He's not going to... I don't know. He's not really in a position for them to go in on, but Remorse is going to go in anyway, and he's going to freeze him up. The ultimate comes out from Shanana, and actually they're going to clean him up. Yep, so color me wrong once again. 2-0 now for Juggernauts. The supports, they're looking for more blood. They're going to rotate towards the top, maybe. They ping out Major Tom because they could see him as his life is very, very low, but there are some stacks actually going on in here. Which must have been what he was doing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
One thing I would also like to point out, Redondo does not have many CS, only 5, but he's got 10 denies, so good work on his part to try to deny Jay some of this farm. And actually, ping comes out from him and for Farkinator to maybe just be a little aware of what's going on here, as the supports have not left. They see that courier, pinged it out. Ayu now having to play very carefully, and as a result, Shanana has overtaken him on the CS board. So, good rotation to kind of change the fortunes of a lane here. And actually, they're going to ping out Major Tom, who's going to Firefly and try to run up the hill, but he gets ice pathed. Redondo comes in with the tether, and yeah, they just walk away. So, actually, a little bit of a close call. And actually, now Shanana throws out the ultimate, the Bloodseeker ultimate, the Rupture, and cleans him up. So, again, another rotation from those supports that's really kind of making this game for Team Juggernauts. They're going to rotate top as well. And look at Sasquatch. He's super low. Crystal Nova comes out to just stop that potion. And Shanana, I don't know, he looks to want to go in. But another potion is used. So 2 potions having to come out on Sasquatch in order to keep him alive.
Zop's gone missing.
Meanwhile, Kubra is just kind of having a field day down here. 2,500 gold already in almost 8 minutes. Gonna have enough gold. I mean, if you double that up, roughly, so I would say probably 15, 16 minutes, somewhere around there. She's gonna have enough gold for the Radiance if she's not ganked up. So, Team Clean definitely needs to start worrying about that, I feel. I mean, they got a lot of worries right now. Those supports, and the biggest thing about those supports moving around is, yeah, they've helped clean up this mid lane for the Bounty Hunter, or the Bounty Hunter for the Bloodseeker. But more than that, it's created a lot of space for that Naga to work with. You know, Major Tom has had to retreat to the forest, and yeah, he's picking up some stacks here, which are going to be really good for his gold. He's up to 1,200 now. But in the meantime, Naga Siren just has complete and total free farm in the lane with no heroes to worry about coming to try to kill her, and the supports can now just split up and do what they will and really control this map for Team Juggernauts. So things going really, really well for the Radiant right now. 3-0 is this kill score. About 9 minutes. Pings come out now. Sasquatch throws out the stun, but Jay, the ice path, beautiful ice path through the trees there to hold up Sasquatch, but they're not going to be able to really do much about it. He is just tanky enough with Redondo's tether and that what do you call it? Not spirits, so that overcharge and the healing provided there, that he's going to be able to just kind of walk away. 4 heroes are top here. Rupture is, yes, it is in fact up.
Middle tower is being attacked.
And now 4 heroes for the Dire up here as well. And meanwhile, Naga Siren just farming away, farming away. 3,300 gold now, so almost enough for that relic. I mean, if they're not careful, she's going to have enough gold here in the next 4 minutes to get Radiance up and running, and that's going to be bad news for Team Clean.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
With this tower, she's going to have enough for a Sacred Relic, as long as she can get the last hit, and she does. So that's a Sacred Relic for her, ready to go. And that CS becomes a lot easier if she decides to go that route and just go buy it. You're delivering a magic wand. An interesting choice there to go the magic wand there on Chikubo. I was actually reading a guide or an article, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the other day, that argued that supports
Dire's
should
middle
actually
tower
not
is
get the
under
upgrade to
siege.
Magic Wand because it's not really
Denied.
worth the small amount of gold that they get, which is kind of an interesting thing that you can put that gold towards wards or other support items like a Force Staff. And actually, Chicabo's in a lot of trouble now. Catches a couple of those spirits, throws down an Ice Path, but not enough to get him live. So a good rotation there from Team Clean, able to pick up that Jakiro kill there. Something much needed, I feel, to kind of get momentum back on their side. And Tiny's such a snowballing hero. If he gets a couple kills and he can get that farm up, he's going to do really good work. But so far, Team Juggernauts has done a very excellent job of keeping that farm down. The chat just mentioned the Keeper of the Light Ags buff. I think that it's an interesting buff. I believe, if I remember correctly, that he had something similar in Dota 1, to where he would have those two separate controllable figures. The main problem with Aghanims on the support, and I was actually talking to Sequoia about it earlier in the day today, is that I don't feel that a lot of these supports get enough gold to make Aghanims worthwhile. I mean, or that they get enough buff. You know, maybe this is one of those buffs that makes it worthwhile. I'm not super convinced of that.
Dire's middle tower
I mean,
is
I'm
under
not a
attack.
huge Aghanim
So
Scepter
there's
fan
that.
on supports. I think the one that I really like to get it on is the Ancient Apparition.
Dire's
But
middle
even
tower
then,
is
I'd
being
rather see
attacked.
like a Yule Scepter or a Force Staff before that, just because I think that adds more to his utility. So, Aghanim's buffs are nice, but how often are you going to really pick up an Aghanim Scepter on an intelligence hero or a support hero? I mean, Lion has had they just buffed his Aghanim's upgrade, and has it led to many more Lion pickups? I'm not convinced of that. I think Lion is a
Dire's
solid
middle
hero,
tower
but
has been
I don't think that
destroyed.
you pick up Lion, get that Aghanim's buff. I think you pick him up for the 2 CCs that he offers. Major Tom actually having a very slow go of it here. He's got 1,700 gold, so I mean it's not terrible timing for his blink deck. All he's got on top of his tranquils, and if he's not really careful, he's gonna run into 4 heroes here. And here, Remorse runs into Sasquatch, who just blows him up. The tiny combination just blows up that Crystal Maiden. An imprisonment now on Shanana, and he's gonna walk away. He gets tossed in. Yeah, he's gonna die. So good turnaround there from Clean. And Chikabo, what are you doing, man? Oh, you are so caught now. Should have ran while you had a chance there, buddy. The 3 heroes go down in a really good 3-hero swing there for Team Clean, as it really seemed that they were struggling. And look at that 13-minute Radiance. So they did swing things a little bit there, but still gotta believe that Team Juggernauts are feeling pretty comfortable about their situation. Naga leads CS at 89 and 11. As we flip over to net worth for the first time here, we can see that she's top of there too, 6,400 gold. Tiny's not super far behind. Where is he
Zop's gone
actually?
missing.
He looks to be picking up a drum here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But with that
Is this
Radiance,
part of an elaborate
he's going to
trap
start
you're
to get
going
behind.
spring
I
on
mean,
them
he's not
later?
too far behind right
Because it
now,
looks
but
like they're really
the
falling
ability
for
to
it.
split up with those illusions
Zop's
and to
gone
farm
missing.
the multiple camps with Radiance Burn and to farm the lane at the same time, Naga's going to get big, and she's going to get big fairly quickly, I think. We do have a little bit of a lull in the action, so let's go ahead and take a look here at experience. And look at that. It's almost zeroed out now
Zop's gone
by
missing.
that last team fight in which they were able to pull off 3 heroes. The gold graph, however, tells a little bit of a different story, as Juggernaut's holding on to about a 3,000 gold lead. And I have to imagine that without some really good team fights on the part of Team Clean, that that gap's going to continue to widen up a bit.
Regeneration.
Dire's
One
bottom
hero I've been
tower
kind of
is under
surprised a little bit
siege.
about his lack of effects right now, and not to say that he's playing poorly, but Shanana was pretty aggressive there for a while
Dire's bottom
when he had
tower
those
is
supports
being
in lane,
attacked.
and has been a little bit quiet as of late. I mean, he's still 2-1, he's got 65 CS and 10 denies, but it's just one of those things where,
Dire's bottom tower
to me,
is under
Bloodseeker
attack.
screams like aggressiveness and ganks. We just haven't really seen a ton of that in this game as a whole. I mean, Io kind of says the same thing. Io pick tells me that you want to be aggressive, you want to control the map, and you want to kill people, but we haven't seen any Io relocates, and Redondo's level 7. Maybe we've seen one. I believe there was the one on mid. So maybe one relocate gank, but still, not the level of aggression that I would expect with those two heroes picked in this game. I mean, the other heroes do kind of lend themselves more into a long farming game. Especially Team Clean, you can get that support Wraith King, a little bit of gold. He can actually become more of a semi-carry. Shinana and Farkinator kind of having a little bit of a stare down here, and Farkinator wins it. Mechanism is up on the OD, but I did see one on the other side here. Where did I see that?
Siege.
On the on J. So I knew I'd seen that somewhere, and that's actually a really good build in my mind for this bristleback. It gives him armor, it gives him more life, more survivability, and he's gonna have probably more gold than a lot of your supports are gonna have. So a good pickup for him to add to his tank ability and overall just survivability. This tower's gonna go down. I don't know. Jay, you don't want to teleport in here, buddy. Oh, okay, yeah, you do. Fortify does come up to save the tower for the moment here, and all kinds of havoc going out. Major Tom throws out a lasso, and oh, cleaned up. Sasquatch able to clean up too, basically there. The Firefly caught the one kill, but Sasquatch did most of the damage, and actually Jay's gonna get tossed back into the middle. Shinana in some trouble now. He's double damaged up, but he gets hit with a stun, and the sleep does not save him. The burn from that Wraith King stun able to clean him up. So a really atrocious team fight there for Juggernauts. I don't know why they decided to go in on that tower. It was basically dead. That's one of those things where I think you just got to let that go and try to maybe re-engage with the Naga Sleep. I mean, Naga Sleep was right there. If she's teleporting into the middle of that, then maybe things go a little different. I don't even think so. I think that TP was just kind of needed to go to the tier 2 tower. They needed to walk Naga Siren up into the middle of them, set up something with that sleep, and then go from there. But instead, they teleport into that tower. They try to defend it. They lose that team fight, losing 4 heroes. And as a result of that team fight, they lose a secondary tower as well. So, and look at that, 1,800 gold up here on this support Wraith King. So he's pretty rich for a support hero. Sasquatch, in the meantime, he's only about 1,700 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. So things could definitely be going worse for him. 4 staff coming up on Elihu here, and the supports have smoked up. They want to go on somebody. Run on Ward. They're going to head towards Elihu here. I don't know if this is a good idea. Wraith King is not that far away, and I don't know that these 2 supports can kill him. He is frostbitten. Astral Imprisonment on the Crystal Maiden, but he doesn't have enough mana to really fight this out, so maybe that's something that they saw that I did not at first, that he just didn't really have the mana to do much. Firefly comes up on the Batrider, and looking to be aggressive here are Team Clean. He's going to Sasquatch stun here. Two TPs in response here, but Kubra is going to get lassoed up, and he's being pulled back. Redondo's going to fall here to the Crystal Maiden, actually. Net comes up and ends up... Major Tom's actually, the Rupture ended that. Now Sasquatch is going to stop and try to run, but no, he's not going to get away. I thought maybe he was going to with that craggy exterior stun on Jay, but not quite able to do so. So good TP response from Juggernauts, able to turn that fight around. That could have gone very poorly for them, but instead they come away with 3 hero kills. But now Kubra's in a little bit of trouble as Farkinator throws out the stun. Good Radiance Burn coming out here. She's going to net him to try to get some team help in here, but no, she's not going to be able to do anything. She's got no health. She's going to use her Boots of Travel, which, man, Boots of Travel already at 19 minutes. She is so farmed right now, 10,000 gold on that net worth chart, but she's going to head home. They're going to pick up this tower, and then she's going to just go back into the forest or back into a lane somewhere and try to farm up a little bit more. Team Clean actually positioning themselves a little bit aggressively. Maybe they want to go for something. And they spot out Shinana, who throws out the Rupture on Elihu, who's going to just kind of back off and throws out a mech. Frostbite comes out on the Farkinator, but he's going to throw out a stun on Remorse. So I don't know what Remorse was doing there. He was all by himself. He's just a little Crystal Maiden. And actually, Toss comes up here for Farkinator. Great toss. Throws out the stun. The Naga Sleep comes out. Shinana is going to have to run very low on life. Firefly comes out, but it's going to be wasted. So a great save there from the Naga Siren. And Sasquatch going to head top for some farm. Only about 1,000 gold away, just over 1,000 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. So good work for him. Again, that Crystal Maiden, I don't know what. She's standing right there, all alone, cut off from help. Just the kill waiting to happen. And Vladimir is actually the choice for Bristleback, so a little bit of an interesting decision there. I guess that it will add it into the Naga Siren and to the Bloodseeker quite a bit. Not really gonna. I mean, it'll help Jay a little bit, but not an item that I would have expected to see onto that Bristleback. But you know, it'll work. You know, I probably would have gone maybe more of like a Helm of the Dominator, but this is more kind of a team-oriented type thing. I think that armor would have helped Jay out a little bit though. So we'll see how that goes. Force staff is completed on Elihu. Meanwhile, this poor 6-slotted Wisp running around with Tranquils and some wards. About it. Arkanator actually likes to pick up mana boots as well, so
Zop's gone missing.
another interesting decision. I saw this earlier when Redondo was playing the support Wraith King, and it's, I mean, I guess it makes sense in the role of a support hero having that bigger mana pool, but to me, it's more valuable to put on those treads so that what I like to do, what I prefer to see, and actually I'm going to pause out here for a second as Jay's going to walk in. He's going to throw a goo up on Farkinator, but there's Sasquatch in the back, and he's going to combo down Remorse very quickly. Lasso comes up on Jay and the Firefly. He's going to have to sit in this. Here comes Io now, but Jay's just too tanky. He's going to tank all this up, and here comes Kubra now, and no... Actually, he might have just teleported to his death, so Sasquatch gets the double kill. The Batrider does fall. Sleep comes out at the very last second there. 70 HP for Naga. Gonna just barely walk away from that there. So a 2-for-1 trade, almost a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Team Clean. But like I was trying to say, what I prefer to see and to do on the Wraith King is to grab up treads and to toggle those things like crazy. For the first life that you have, as long as your ultimate is up for the first life, really your HP pool doesn't matter that much. It's your mana pool, so you can toggle those things over to the mana, give you a little bit extra mana so that you can generally toss out your stun 2 times and have an ultimate on top of that. And by the time you've thrown out those two stuns, you know, it's going to be time for you to die the first time, and then you can swap over to more of a tanky build if you want to do that, or you can stay on to the larger mana pool as well for the second time through. So it's just one of those things where I wonder if you're going to get your money's worth out of those mana boots. Sasquatch forces Chikabo to flee. Let's flee in panic. Crystal Maiden's actually going to have Force Staff whenever she wants to buy it here. So again, we got a little bit of a lull, so let's go ahead and look at this graph. And a little bit of back and forth here on the XP graph. 2,000 XP advantage-ish for Team Clean. Whereas the gold's still on the side of Juggernauts, but not nearly as wide as it once was. And you got that dip there, so it's kind of an interesting game. Very back and forth, very even still at this point. I feel that this game is really going to come down to which team as a whole is most aggressive. And Sasquatch is kind of out here seemingly by himself, but he's got 3 heroes for reinforcement back. And actually, they're going to start heading into this jungle, and he's going to run right into them. And if he wants to, he's going to combo down Remorse again. Oh, the mech just barely saves him. Redondo comes in briefly with the tether, throws out the spirits. Remorse going to stop and try to ult, actually. I think in that situation it's probably better to try to see if you can get away, but Jay's going to run right into Eli, who's going to clean him up. So 2 heroes down and 3 heroes down as the Bloodseeker gets cleaned up by Outworld Devour. So lots of heroes really low for Team Clean, but they're going to pull away with 3 kills of their own, and this tower is definitely going to die. Tiny's got that Aghanim Scepter and a Yasha up already, so definitely closing the gap there. I think once Team Clean really started getting aggressive and going after some of these team fights, it closed that amount of space that the Naga Siren was able to use to just free farm earlier on. It forced her to TP in a couple times to use her Naga Sleep very defensively after heroes had already died, and that aggression really paid off for them. So I think if they continue that up, they're going to be well on their way to a Week 1, Game 1 victory. But Naga's going to try to do as much as she can to alleviate that pain. She's going to throw out some images here. She's got her Manta style up. Shinana's got his got a basher up on top of the S&Y, so looking to do a little bit more damage. But again, I think that overall, Team Clean, if they stay aggressive here with this tiny IO combo, with the initiation from the Batrider, I think they're going to be pretty good. Elihu is actually getting a really good farm at this point as well. I mean, he's just 3,000 gold. I mean, just 3,000 gold, but he's 3,000 gold behind the Naga Siren, doing pretty considerably well. Got mech up, 2,000 gold, probably going Sheepstick Arrow, and actually Sasquatch is going to run right into Kubra, and that Radiance Burn is doing a ton of damage. I mean, the Riptide plus that actually brought him down to about half health, forced him to run away, but Kubra's not going to take the chance. And in the farming game, this really, I mean, the lanes are so pushed out for the Radiant, it's hard for these guys to get much farm at all. Cooper is forced to run into the enemy jungle and try to Radiance burn these creeps down. Actually gets Centaur stomped there, so a little unfortunate for him as he's trying to find some stuff. Pinged out by Farkinator, but his team is across the map. I think if Team Clean could get their lanes pushed out a little bit, they could consider to try to get a Roshan going. But I think with the lanes pushed the way they are currently, it's just too dangerous for them to do that. Too easy to get spotted out, and too easy for this Naga and her images to push down some towers. Doing some pretty good work to that top tower there. The tower's at full health, but Yule Scepter actually picked up on the Jakiro, so Jakiro's actually getting pretty decent farm here. You can pick up that item. Smaden's got the 4 staff, so just maybe alternating who's buying the wards and the support items. Well, again, a little bit of a lull in the action here, which I think kind of favors Team Juggernauts a little bit. I really don't feel that Team Clean wants to get off the gas pedal. I mean, they kind of have let off a little bit as Manta comes up on Tiny. So, I mean, they're getting really good farm out of this, and I'm not saying that necessarily, like, they don't have, like, they're at a distinct disadvantage or something like that if they farm, but just one of those things where if you've got the momentum in your favor, why wouldn't you try to take advantage of it and try and keep pushing things a little bit, pressuring things out? But instead they've elected to not really do that. Sheepstick up on the OD now, so that's going to be very, very, very helpful to throw up on that Naga Siren. Really CC her as much as you possibly can to get her dead before she can throw up that Song of the Siren, and then clean up the rest of her teammates here.
Invisibility.
Actually, something's going to go down here as mid. Major Tom, Firefly's up, netted, but on Kubra. Toss goes in on Kubra, but the Batrider's going to die to the Crystal Maiden ultimate. Crystal Maiden's going to die to the Tiny. Redondo falls somewhere in there. Farkinator falls for the first time as well. Yeah, but he's going to clean up the Naga Siren, so that's a big haul there. Stun comes out on Jay, and they're going to clean him up as well. Shinana's going to try to chase after this Tiny, but he's going to get blasted and then tossed into the air and actually Astral imprisoned up there. Look at that. That is crazy. Sheepstick comes out now. 1 hit, 2 hits from Elihu, and they clean him up as well. So a 4-for-2 trade there. Very well done by Team Clean, and that's what I'm talking about. You've got such an advantage right now, especially with Chikabo kind of off doing his own thing here, pushing this tower down. I mean, yeah, that's a tier 2 tower, but you just lost 4 of your heroes, including your Naga Siren. Do not think that's worth it at all. And this is going to open up the window for Roshan, maybe? Yeah, here he comes. With the lifesteal provided by that aura from the Wraith King, which actually, now that I think about it, beautiful support choice for this Tiny combination to give him. It's built-in Vladimir's right there. And actually, let me look here. Vladimir's gives a 15% aura. Vampiric Ore gives 30% lifesteal, so
has fallen to
that's
the
a built-in
diamond.
2 Vladimirs if they stacked. And with that, Sasquatch is all the way up but back to full health. The Fusel Blade comes out for Naga, so that'll be really good to counter that Wraith King. But really, I don't feel that he is the biggest problem at this point in time. I feel that Sasquatch and Elihu really are the guys that you got to worry about. And Ice Path comes out and catches 2. One thing about the Tiny without a Blink Dagger, that Tiny has a Blink Dagger, you can punish that right there. Slow comes out now, but they're just going to wander uphill here. Images come out. Head after Remorse. Stun comes out. 4 staffed away, though. Throws out a smoke. Toss in there. Nope, not going to find anything. Meantime, Major Tom has lassoed up Kubra, and she's going to go down, so huge haul there as they run uphill. They chase in the base, and they're still able to pick one up. The Jakira ult is barely going to catch Sasquatch there, but he's just going to be kept alive here by Redondo and that regeneration. And here they go on to Jay, into the tier 4 towers here. A stun, a couple blasts from Elihu, maybe one more. Oh, he misclicked. Yeah, there's one more, and he gets the kill. 3 more blasts come out on Elihu. He's ruptured. Imprisons himself. Does he have? He does not have a mechanism because he's already used it, so he's in a little bit of trouble here. Nope, he's just going to be able to walk away. So they take the barracks. 3 heroes down for Team Juggernauts, and this could be GG, or at least relatively close to GG. I think Juggernauts could come away with this game still, but it's going to take a pretty decent throw from Team Clean. And actually, if Remorse isn't careful, he's going to walk right into. Oh my goodness, what is he? Did they not see him? They apparently did not see him. Wow. Fog of War, ladies and gentlemen. If he gets spotted out at all there by those 2 heroes, he is a dead Crystal Maiden. But apparently not spotted out. And actually, Team Juggernauts, they're looking to get aggressive on their own here. And Sasquatch is kind of separated from his teammate. Oh, but no, they're going to go for Major Tom instead. Major Tom is Ice Path, but throws stun thrown out on Shanana. And Major Tom is just going to kind of walk towards Farkinator. But they're split up now. Farkinator might be in a little trouble, and Tiny's just leaving him to die. So see you guys. Better luck next time.
Good grief.
So Farkinator able to save his Batrider in the Tiny, but not much love given to him as he just kind of casually walks away. And Satanic actually comes out for this Tiny, so oh, look at him, he's a beast. Is he gonna try to run in here? He is. He's confident. Redondo gets ruptured. Toss comes out on Shanana. Ice Path on Sasquatch. Here come the image burns now. Look at him go. Remorse even throwing out the ultimate, and so little overconfident there as Redondo actually teleports in behind the fight. Outworld Devourer, though, comes in and cleans up the Crystal Maiden. Redondo able to tether to him as the Naga Sleep really hits nothing. So a buyback forced there, I believe. Yeah, buyback forced from the IO. A little bit overconfident there from that Tiny. Like, yeah, man, you are farmed as all hell, and you do all kinds of damage, but not the greatest decision to run in there. At this point in time, you pretty much have to assume that they're going to be running around as 5 because you've been taking these team fights as 5. So why would they? They're not going to run around as individuals anymore. It's just too easy to get picked off and die. With all the gank and the global presence that you've got, there's just no way. Now that you're dead, they have that freedom of running around and doing whatever they want. But prior to that, I think it's just wait for your team to group up, win another team fight, and go win this thing. Yeah, and so look at that. I mean, just recent XP dip back down towards 10,000. I mean, they're still pretty well in control of this game with a 10,000 XP lead and about, they were approaching 10,000 gold, but now down to 5,000. But still in good control. Smoke actually picked up by the Tiny here, so they want to get aggressive again as a team. But I don't blame them. Like I said, press your advantage. Here comes the smoke on 4 heroes. The Outworld Devourer is the only one that is not smoked up, and they're going to head towards the mid lane here. And they're going to run right into Jay here if he's not careful. And here he comes, the stun comes out, the lasso on him. Fireflies jump Chomped out, and this is going to be a dead Bristleback. The Ice Path does stun too, but not enough to save him. Aegis will be reclaimed in less than a minute, so there's got to be a little bit of motivation to get things going here. Team Clean gathered up here for this push to grab this. Going to be able to get that thing pretty quickly.
Is under siege. Radiant has fortified its
Fortify
structures.
is used on it. Maybe
Radiant's
alright.
top
I don't
tower
know.
is being attacked.
Probably would have just tried to save that for the tier
Radiant's top
3.
tower has fallen.
Guess it did maybe buy Jay enough time to get back, and Team Clean is actually not going to take a chance here. Aegis is going to be reclaimed in 5 seconds, so maybe a little bit of a waste on that Aegis, not really being able to use it. Still running around with brown boots as Elihu. That's kind of amusing to me.
Invisibility.
At this point in time, you just got to be saving for the boots of travel, I would imagine. You've got... Yeah, and there they are. And actually, a Shiva's too, so wow. Didn't see that purchased up, but got to see it delivered in a good haul for him as he's able to pick up that Shiva's Guard and Boots of Travel
Missing middle.
recipe in one haul there. Things looking really good for Team Clean right now. They basically have 2 heroes with 20,000 net worth, and Radiant have 1. BKB up on Shinana. Never a bad decision. Very kind of late, but never a bad decision. Gem's actually purchased by Wraith King. I'm not really sure why, but Gem was purchased up. They're actually going to run right into Chikibo. Oh, poor Jakiro. You are dead, my friend. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Trying to run in there to spy something out, and well, you spied out a team. And they're just going to concede this tower. Well, maybe not.
Radiant's bottom tower is
We were
being
thinking
attacked.
about going in.
I only
No,
mentioned
yeah, they're
it
just
as a
going to concede this.
conversation starter. How are you? Radiant's bottom tower has been destroyed.
How aggressive does Team Clean want to be now? 15 seconds till the Jakiro's up. Although I'm not entirely sure that's a motivating factor to do anything. Stay or go. Nova comes out. A little bit of harass. Radiance Burn coming out. And Team Clean actually going to kind of gather up into the Radiant jungle here. So, going to kind of back off. Content with what they got. I feel that they could really end this at any point now, but they're just being cautious. Don't want to throw anything. $4,000 gold up on Tiny, so he's gonna be able to pick up something else here real shortly. Maybe trade in that drum for something like a heart. Might be the best thing at this point, or maybe an AC, something of that nature. AC would be really nice for this team to have. I mean, it's gonna benefit the Tiny and for the OD as well. And Elihu goes in and steals one of Farkinator's creep with the Midas. Again, not 100% certain why the gem was purchased. Maybe just a D-ward. Nobody's got invis, so let's just beat a D-ward. That's what's gonna push in top a little bit. We'll get a response, but not on top of him, just in the base. Ping's come out on Roshan, but he is not up yet. Though it should be relatively soon. Yeah, 45 seconds. So they're on top of this. That's what they're gonna wait for. They're gonna wait and get this OD maybe. I don't know. Who are they gonna give it to? Give it to Wraith King, but he doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. I guess Tiny could sell up the drum for that. Do they have anything brewing up here? Sasquatch going butterfly. Interesting. That evasion probably, probably going to be pretty decent for the Basher. Even for the mana burn, I would imagine, but I don't know. I think I'd rather see the AC up on him just to help out to his teammates a little bit with their own attacks. But Butterfly is going to be the choice here. I mean, you can't really complain. The guy's 10-2 and 13 right now, so no matter what he chooses at this point in time, I don't think that you could say, "Oh my God, this is terrible." But just personally, I don't know that I would have decided to do that. He's going to sell off the Midas. He's going to pick up the Butterfly. Going to walk down towards Roshan now because he is up and they have seen that. The Radiant are here too, and a little bit of a scouting being done here by Anaga Image. Smoke actually comes out from the Tiny. Maybe a fake Rosh into the smoke ink. That might be something worth doing. Or maybe they're just going to smoke into Roshan pit. Nope, they're just going to walk into the Roshan pit. So not even going to bother with the smoke. Just going to walk right up to it. They're going to smoke after this happens. They're going to try and kill. They're going to try and kill Roshan as quickly as possible. Still not sure who's going to pick this up. If Sasquatch is going to sell his drum, might want to use a charge here. I mean, you might as well.
Roshan has been killed by the Dire.
Elihu actually sells off his Midas and picks it up, so wanting that OD to stay alive for as long as possible, which I cannot say that I blame them. I mean, he's got 216 base damage on top of his 9% for mana, so sitting at about almost 200 mana. So very good damage coming out from him. As we do have, seem to have a moment. XP graph approaching 20,000 for Team Clean and approaching 15,000 gold. So this game's pretty well in hand at this point. I mean, I think this is the point in time where if you are Team Juggernauts, you start talking about what you're going to do next game or what went wrong this game. And I think what went wrong is that they just got out aggression. I mean, they had that Bloodseeker. And they have the ability to go out and be really aggressive and find kills and create space for the Naga. And for the beginning of the game, they really did seem to do that. I mean, they didn't get that from the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker was struggling mid a little bit, but the supports were able to come in and really help him out and really square things away for him in his lane and created a good amount of space for the Naga. But then after a while, Team Clean just decided, hey, like, this isn't working. We can't sit back. We need to just go out and be a little bit more aggressive. And they went out and they found some team fights. They forced Naga to come to them. They killed Naga a couple times. Not a lot, but they've killed her twice. And they've kind of controlled the game a little bit through that manner. And they're looking to go for the GG here now. And blink in on Shanana by Major Tom. Lasso up. And no, now down he goes. Very, very close. Saved by the Naga Sleep there. Ice Path comes in on all of them. 3 heroes going to get stuck by that, but nothing doing there. Chikubo throws out the Yule Scepter onto the OD, but he's dead. Still a good trade there for him to trade his life for the Bloodseekers. He's not going to deal as much damage, though it will definitely make the defense harder here. His ultimate's going to be a good way to kind of throw that out and maybe defend some things, but still he's only got about 35 seconds. It's probably going to take at least half of that for them to get this lane pushed down to where they need it to be. Actually, maybe more than that even. Smoke actually comes out from Juggernauts here. They want to be aggressive. They're going to try to wrap around maybe. I don't know if they think that maybe they're sitting up there. Nope, they ping them out. They know. And here they come. They're going to... Ooh, they almost walked right into Redondo.
Radiant's top tower
They're
is
hanging
under
out here.
attack.
They're going to come from behind.
Really
But Elihu's got the
now.
Aegis, so if they run into him,
winning.
I mean, not really a huge thing.
Radiant's top tower
He
has
throws
fallen.
out one hammer. He's got Refresher, so he can throw out another here if he wants it. And he does. Picks up the Bloodseeker with that. And Kubra Gonna force to kind of flee, run for her life. Elihu picks up another kill there on the Crystal Maiden. He's got a monster kill streak. They're chasing down Chikobo here. He throws out the Ice Path, but no, he's gonna die as well. Kubra has 20 HP left, but gonna get away. But this is GG. I mean, this is over. 3 heroes down. And who's got buybacks here? The Naga Siren does, and the Bristleback does. So nobody that's going to do any help here. I mean, they have those 2 heroes. Oh, I guess Kiro has one as well. So he's going to buy back. He only had like 5 seconds to respawn anyway, and I don't know that he's really going to add a whole lot. He does hit a nice path here on 2 heroes, but tosses an image out towards him. Jay's going to fall here. Jay buys back instantly. But again, I don't really know that this is going to do much. Aegis is still up on Elihu. He can just sit here and tank this as much as he wants if he wants to. But instead, he's just going to let Farkinator and Sasquatch pick up the second kill up on the Bristleback. He's going to throw out the Shiva's Guard. 4-staffs him in to hit Kubra with it. Very well done there by Elihu. Excellent, excellent play right there. 4-staff his way up into that Naga Siren's face. Naga Siren does buy back. All kinds of heroes falling for the rating here, and they're not giving up, but they're down goes Kubra again. Shinana's going to join him here. Everybody's died. 3 people have died twice. And there's the GG. So, well done by Team Clean. For a while there, I did not think that they were... I thought they were in a little bit of trouble at the beginning because of some nice support movements by Juggernauts, but they were able to come out of it and be really aggressive and take control of this game in the mid to late game. So very well done. Elihu, I think, excellently done by him. I mean, 291 hits, but Tiny 410. So, I mean, the farm by these guys just absolutely admirable. So a great game 1 goes in favor of Team Clean. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, or maybe a little bit less than that, with game 2 of this best of 2 series. Stay tuned, guys. I am Legion 170. This is all about Dota, and that was game 1. Be back in a little bit.